I am so thankful that this is not the real challenge and that I'm practicing today. If you know anything about me, you should know I'm not a big fan of leet code. I have a whole video complaining about interviews. I have a bunch of videos complaining about interviews and how I think they should be done differently. That said, getting okay at leet code has definitely been a good thing, and I'm really thankful I did it, but I didn't do it the traditional way. I did it because of a dumb programming challenge that is Christmas themed, that happens once a year, that I'm now going to convince you to join me in, because I love Advent of Code. What is Advent of Code? It's an advent calendar where a new problem comes out every day from December 1st to the 25th at midnight Eastern time, which is 9 p.m. my time. Really nice competitive advantage. Because the way the scoring works is, from the moment the problem comes out, the closer to that moment you have solved the problem, the better your score is. Your score is how many people you beat to solving the problem, effectively. So it's not about whose code is the fastest, it's not about whose programming language is the best, or who writes the best looking code. It's how quickly can you go from a text prompt to an answer. And your solution isn't the code, it's the number, the string, or whatever the output is of the program that they're asking for. There's one additional piece that makes it really interesting though, and that's that every problem is two parts. Now, part one has a pretty clear, here's the problem, here's the solution. Here's what we're asking you for, with some examples. But then part two takes some dimension of that problem and turns it up to 11. And depending on how you architected your solution for part one, part two will be a walk in the park or a full rewrite from scratch, making you wish you didn't take on these challenges. I like this much more than traditional leet code because it's more realistic to how problems work in the real world, where I don't necessarily know the exact type of architecture that we need because we don't know all the features we're building just yet on a product. And if I build my code in a way that assumes this is the exact thing we're doing, and then stuff changes, well, how good is my algorithm now if I can't adjust it to change the sort order or make this new feature easier to build? And the beauty of something like Advent of Code is it encourages you both to move fast and move in a way where the code you write is flexible, reusable, and changeable. So let's do one. Let's take a look at an old year that I haven't done yet and see how I solve these problems. Did not do 2015. Let's do 2015 then. So we see here, oh God, the title's not quite Lisp. That's scary. Santa is hoping for a white Christmas, but his weather machine's snow function is powered by stars, and he's fresh out. To save Christmas, he needs you to collect 50 stars by December 25th. Collect stars by helping Santa solve puzzles. This is like the intro to the first day every time. There's some reason you're helping collect stars, and you get 2 stars per day, one for part 1, one for part 2. So here's the easy puzzle to warm us up. Santa's trying to deliver presents in a large apartment building. He can't find the right. Got a little confused. Ground floor, floor 0. Opening parentheses means he should go up a floor, and closing means he should go down. So both of these are floor 0. This would be floor 3 because there's 3 of these. And here you can see there are 3 more of the left bracket than there are the right bracket. So the easy way to solve this one would be to take in the brackets, count the number of both brackets, and then subtract left from right. And that's the floor you're on. So let's do it. Here's the input for my unique puzzle. All people get their own unique inputs. And you copy this, throw it into your text editor, and get to work. And we'll do a.ts. And I will put input.text, paste. Just want to find an example of how I did this before. This looks right. Oh yeah, I also do these export const at the top so it thinks it's a module and it shuts up. So now we have input. Let's const, it's not files, it's brackets, equals input dot split. And now we have all of the brackets broken up like this. Let's do the stupid count. Const left equals, cool, const right, console.log answer floor left minus right. And as you guys can see, the Copilot's going to make Advent of Code very interesting this year. Looks like the answer here is floor 74. Copy, paste. Cool. Now let's see what part 2 is. Given the same instructions, find the position of the first character that causes him to enter the basement. And this is where they get tricky. Since I just did this in a way where it counts characters, I don't have a solution to that problem. So we have to go through until there is a right but no left bracket, which is an entirely different problem than the way I solved it here. So this is the solution I thought of originally, which was like a stack reduce where we break until we have just the right bracket. And yeah, let's do it that way now. Cool. So
one eternity later.
I am so thankful that this is not the real challenge and that I'm practicing today. Yeah, I'm being dumb. Yeah, break when you find it and ignore. Yeah, honestly, it's probably the best call. Break. Cool. 1795. Might be off by 1, but there's an easy way to check. That's cool. Yeah, I hate the conditions. I could even just wild true this now that I have a break. And now the solution's really fast too. Cool. Yes, I'll be doing this in Rust tomorrow. Not this specific problem. There'll be a new problem for me. Cool. Copilot kind of screwed me, but my condition was the main problem. So you see here, part 1 looks very different from part 2, which is pretty common in Advent of Code. If you are doing a problem in the most obvious way, if you think through a little bit, and I honestly, when seeing this one, almost did a stack instead of doing a console or instead of doing the counting of both bracket types, then this one would have been a lot easier to do the second part for. But yeah, this is the experience that I have when I try to do these live, which answers the other question. Hey, Theo, why don't you stream Advent of Code? Because it drives me mad. I do not want to do these live. They do make me better at writing code under pressure, and they do help me think in algorithms better and write solutions with more confidence. Going through Advent of Code has been one of the best things I have done for my own development. And if you're not already taking part, get on it, because in about 7 hours, Advent of Code starts. So by the time this video is on my YouTube, it has already started. I'll have a link in the description. If you're a sub in my Discord or Twitch, whatever, so that you're subscribed to our content, you'll actually have access to a custom leaderboard we made. I've already shared the message for it in the sub-only channel as well as the tier 3 channel. So if you haven't joined the Theo leaderboard yet, get on that because there's only 200 slots and I'm expecting them to fill very fast. So yeah, I'm hyped. You should be too. I highly recommend taking the opportunity to do challenges like these, even if just to be part of the community experience. Every year, there is this one opportunity to have hundreds upon hundreds of talented developers solving the same problem as you in tons of different programming languages. Someone will be solving it in Rust. Somebody will be solving it in TypeScript. Somebody will be solving it in Excel. If you want to level yourself up and see how other people solve a problem, there's no better way than Advent of Code. So seriously, give these challenges a shot. They've helped me level up a ton, and they should help you too. Thank you for taking the time. You should be getting a recommendation for another video around there. If YouTube thinks it's good, it probably is. So give that one a watch. Subscribe if you haven't. Only half of you are, which is absurd. I think that we've watched enough of my videos now to hit that sub button. Please do. And I'm going to break the fourth wall for a second because I see you on YouTube not hitting the like button. So please, likes are free. Hit that button. It helps us out a ton. Thank you all. See you in a minute.